Hello everybody, welcome along to the stream. How are we all doing? Hope you're all doing well. Today we are back in RaceRoom Racing Experience and we're going for round 3 of our top 100 in every competition challenge. So as we have done in the previous 2 editions of this challenge, we will be taking on every single competition in RaceRoom at the moment and seeing if we can place ourselves within the top 100 lap times on the leaderboard. So let's see if we can do it again. We've done it once. The first time we did it, didn't quite manage to achieve all of the challenges. So this time, let's see if we can make it 2 out of 3. So let's go have a look and see what challenges we have to face this particular time round. So let's jump into the stream now and see what we've got to do. So we go to the competitions menu and let's see what we've got here. Chat on so we can see you guys. How are we all doing? Hope you're all well. It's been an interesting week for me, but it's doing some racing just to kind of top things off a little bit and just take mind off things. So here we go. What have we got? We have GT3s at Suzuka. Could be a fairly straightforward affair. We have the Tartarus F4s at Macau, which is going to be interesting. It's Macau this week, and they got the GTs there. They have F3 there for the what's it called, the Grand Prix of Macau. Can I get the words out? So that's going to be interesting. We have DTM 2020s at Hockenheim. Last time we did one of these challenges, DTM 2020 was one of the biggest challenges, trying to get into the top the top 100 on that one. We have the Aquila CR1s at Velebanen. And that's going to be a good fun one. We have Mercedes C-Class 95 DTM car, so more DTM action, this time from the Norris Ring. And then there's the Audi TT RS Cup from Slovakia Ring. So some mixed bag of events on this evening. So trying to figure out where we start off with. I think we probably try and tick off some of the more straightforward ones first. So I reckon we start off down here at the bottom right, and we'll go with the Audi at Slovakia Ring, I think, just to see how we go, and we'll build our way up to some of the more challenging ones potentially. So we can launch this one, go into get real mode. Actually, yeah, okay with that, that's fine. So just one car in this particular class, and then it's just a case of choosing a livery. So what should we go with? Well, looking rather grey, but I think I'm going to go with that blue with a nice flash of red on there. I think that might be the way to go. So yeah, how are we all doing anyway? I hope you're all doing well. It's good to be live with us. So if you've not seen our video from this week, please go check it out. It's on our channel now. We have a look at whether, well, we know four-wheel drive is king in rallying, but how much quicker four-wheel drive is compared to two-wheel drive, so front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive on the same stage. So go check that one out. It's on our channel. But obviously stick around if you want to watch this now, and then you can watch that one later. So here we go then. So let's just check this out. I don't think this is open setup. No, this is fixed setup. So nothing to change in our Audi TT. So we're just going to simply jump out and turn some laps with Slovakia Ring, which is actually one of my favourite circuits. One that doesn't appear very often in the world of sim racing, and it's a great part of RaceRoom. So here we go. Lovely 5-cylinder sound in the Audi. So once again, the only challenge for me is to get myself into the top 100 in each one. So if we place 99th, it's still job done. And we can move on to the next one. It's not about how far up the leaderboard we can get. It is purely about getting into that top 100. And there's a bit of a cagey start, shall we say, into the first corner there, but still trying to figure out this car and figure out how it all goes. This is usually a flat-out corner in TCRs. We've got a bit of downforce on the Audi, so we might pick up some speed through there as we go. And up over the little bridge here, and then braking on the downslope. Try and get it turned into here on the inside, feed the power back on again. Traction control's kicking in there, it's going to turn that down a bit. We're on section 3, which is usually about right. This next one's pretty tricky. You gotta, oh no, it's not bad. You gotta go around that first right-hander and then you brake it in as straight line as possible to keep it nice and tight into this long right-hander before flicking back over to the left. And then a big stop into this left-hander here. Running a bit deep into there. This is just very much a sighting lap to start off with, is to get our eye in. before we can start going for that lap. Now, this left-hander here is quite a quick one again. So it should be fairly easy flat in this car. And again, another downhill braking point into this little complex of corners right here. Building up the speed all the way as we go through these. And then we'll crest another hill on the top here as we head towards the final corner in the circuit. Isn't this car front-wheel? Hi, Dr. Freddy, by the way. Is this car front-wheel drive? Should be easy to do without TC. You know what? I don't know if it is. I'll turn all the TC off and just see what happens. We'll soon get an idea of whether it's front-wheel drive or not. Don't think it is. We'll find out. Okay, so already you're up to 204 with a very scruffy lap. Now, please don't judge. I have the line on only because I find it very useful when you're looking at trying to improve your lap times as I go off. I think I've got this set. There we go, we can reset. Top tip, I know it's frowned upon in sim racing world to have a racing line on, but this isn't any racing line. This is my own personal best lap racing line, so very useful tool to have if you're trying to improve your lap time. You can see where you've been braking, you can see where your turning points are, and you know when you've put a good lap together, and you know which corners have been not so good. So from there you can actually tailor your braking points or your turning points according to what you've done previously. As I run off track once again. We will get turn 1 right, promise. It's always what happens when you start pushing on a little bit more. So it's important to get a good run off that final corner there because it's so long, this front straight, so you want to carry as much speed as you can down here. So here we go. Let's try and get into turn 1. Maybe brake a little bit later and for longer. There we go. Get on the power nice and early that time. And we're through turn 1. Success! Up over the top of the hill. Let's see if we can take this flat out. Didn't have the confidence when I turned it in there. I had to lift off. We're already a good, looks like nearly 4/10 up on that, on our delta on the dash. Yeah, I think it might well be front-wheel drive because there was a bit of washout there when the wheel spin was kicking in, so don't need to brake there. Just a slight lift just to make sure we're through, and then hard on the brakes. So we're already picking up time, we're a second up on our initial lap, which wasn't brilliant. A bit careful there, we didn't want to run too wide in case we got that one deleted as well. Let's be as gentle with the inputs as I can through that fast left. Go. Yes, it's listed as front-wheel drive on the store page, yeah. It's making more sense the more I drive it without TC on. Okay, here we go. Lap's looking better so far. Let's run in a bit deep on the last corner. This car was made for the Nordschleife. It's running in the VLN Championship, so what's that? A 109? Oh, that's close already. Only 9 more spots to find. I think we can pretty much tell where that time can be found. So yeah, despite being made for the Nordschleife, it's easily at home on any circuit that you take it to, this Audi. So a little confidence lift and then back on the power again. Hey Funky, how are we doing? The infield there is a test in patience. Yeah, it is definitely. You've got to be quite patient through some of these sections just to make sure you don't run out of road on the exit. Like that. go. Keep it nice and fast through here. A little bit of left foot braking just to try and keep the car planted through there. A bit of a short shift there just to manage that wheel spin on the exit. Okay, what's the delta looking? 4/10 up. That's late. That's late. That's probably washed all that away. You had 3/10 down now. It's one of those times where you don't ignore your braking points, what you've already set, because that last time was on the limit anyway. So, well, at least we know we can do it. We just need to not be silly with where we brake. So, this one here again, need to brake a little bit early because we're deep into here on our quick lap. So. Right, this time round, we know we can do it. So, okay, here we go. If we can do it in 4 laps or 4 fast laps, that'll be a nice start to the challenge. Because I suspect some of the other ones might take a few more laps than that. There we go. Braking here was about right, so we can brake where we were. A tenth down, but it's okay, I think we'll make that up. Yeah, it seemed to pick up a lot of pace out of that corner there, already showing us nearly 2/10 up. Hard to know how early to get on the power into that. Okay. A little bit ragged through that left-hander, but we got away with it just about. This time don't brake later than your braking marker feel. Brake a little bit early if nothing else. It's better. Allows you to get the car in, get the power on again. Fire banging in the background. The fire on this evening. There's still 2.5 up. Now we can make up time on this last corner because we were too late on our last lap. Let the car breathe a little bit in the middle of the corner and free the power in. There we go. That's picked up a nice bit of extra time. We're nearly 3/10 up. Should this be the one? And there it is, 91. Challenge part 1 completed. We're into the top 100 in our first competition of the evening, so there we go. Just 5 more to do now, that's the that's the next thing. So there we go. Right, what do you do next? I reckon however we can work our way up. So I think we'll do the GTM 95 car at the Norris Ring. That's a fairly short lap, so we'll get plenty of opportunities to really get at that, and it's an open setup, this one as well. How many times do you need to set? So we've got 6 competitions, so yeah, trying to get top 100 in each of those 6. We're the nice D2 livery Dario Franchitti car. We're on with that. Yeah, so 6 competitions, trying to place top 100 in each of them. One of them being Macau in F4 is going to be it's going to be a bit of a ride. That's a long lap as well, so. As I say, if we can get some of these potentially quicker ones done first, give this more time to set the time on the other ones, hopefully. So here we go. DTM Mercedes. A very different machinery and a very different circuit. Love how the dash is off to the left. All about perfect weight distribution. When DTM got really technical. control off a little bit. How could you not pick the delicious dime card? Yeah, I know. Even Lloyd of Lloyd Hall. Yeah, well, everything's as well as can be. Difficult week, but we're here online on a Saturday evening having some sim racing fun, so yeah, difficult week. My mum passed away on Thursday, so bit of a tough thing to deal with, but she would want me to carry on doing what I do, so that's why we're here. So already up 496. Short lap as well, so very easy to make some mistakes and then throw it all away, but plenty of opportunities to get back around again and have another go. So just again, exploration laps first time out. Again, where are we up to now? Haven't got any deltas on these dashes, so we're going to have to just wait for the split times. 4/10 up. Ooh. Backing it into the final hairpin. Norris Ring's a tricky little circuit, even though there's not many corners involved in it. It's actually, yeah, quite a bit to it. Quite a technical little track. 350, so it's dropped again. There we go. Trying to figure out where we can find speed. So with that middle section there, that right and then left, I think the real key is trying to keep it over to the right as much as you can on the exit, so you can open up the left-hander and take as much speed through as you can. So what we'll do is we'll progress as far as we can in terms of our default setup and see what we can get up to. If we need to, we'll have to go into the setup and try and get that a little bit closer. So there we go, another 3/10 off, so 2:58. Time's coming down. It turned in here nicely. That was a better break. We were a lot later on the brakes then as well. Thanks, Lloyd of Law. I appreciate that. It's all good though. Everything's well. Got to be so brave with the walls around here as well. Need at least a 51.6. Thanks, Dr. Frederick. So we've got yeah, a little to go. I think you can carry quite a bit of speed through that final hairpin. Actually, it's not as slow as you might think it is. It's not helping if you miss a shift though. More time knocked off. 2:05. That's a 52 dead. Try and get the power down as smoothly as possible. I don't want to light the rears up. Still trying to figure out just how much grip this thing does have, because at the moment it's dealing with it all very well. Again, feels like a better lap. We're up on our first split, so second split of Arch, I think. So another 3/10, 1:19. Oh, that's close. One of the great things about these challenges is you've got to jump between different cars and try and adapt as fast as possible. Oops, that was too early of a turn, and that's not going to be a quick lap. But yeah, you've got to jump between the two cars or three cars or however many cars we do, and then learn them as quick as possible and adapt to the different driving styles, the different circuits. Try a second gear maybe. It'll have to be a bit later on the throttle out of there, I think. 51.6 is the Yeah, 51.6.8. It must be really tight around here, actually. That's the other thing with these shorter circuits. You get to a certain time when it starts to plateau a little bit, where finding those extra last couple of tenths or even hundredths gets to the challenging part of it. Too keen on the throttle, it wasn't going to go through there, that kind of speed, so I lost all that time that we did have. Okay, let's try and neaten up and try and do one more neat lap, and if we need to we'll go in and we'll, I don't know, we'll add some camber or something, do something to see if we can improve our time. We're just running default setup. I do love this car though. It sounds great. It handles really nicely as well. There we go, nice and early on the power that time. Just about missed the wall on the inside. With the timing differences as they are up on the leaderboard up there, it might be very, very tight, but there we go. Wow, we found a 10th and a half and we're up to 79th, so didn't need to worry about the setup on that one. 9 laps of a very short lap, and yeah, that's 2 out of 2. Okay, well, we're rattling through them already. That's pretty cool. So how have we got in there? 879 on the leaderboard for that one, and we can give that one a good tick off, and that one's done. So what's next on the list? I think it's the Aquila, actually. It's Velabanan. So let's give that a go. I do love this car as well, actually. The Aquila is really nice. Even though it's free base content in the game, it is still a really cool car to drive. I'm going to go for the gold leaf colours. It's just my favourite looking livery for this car. So we'll see how we get on. I'm expecting probably the hardest ones to do this on is going to be the DTM 2020 cars at Hockenheim. And I'd probably say F4 at Macau as well. Those two may be the 2 trickiest ones that we've got to deal with. So we'll rattle through these as fast as we can, and then we'll have as much time as we need to focus on that. But what I love about this particular car, the Aquila, is just that dashboard's just so functional, isn't it? You've got rivets everywhere. It's just all about lightweight. Right, here we go. Velabanan. Good circuit, like this one. This is going to be a quick lap with this car around here as well. It's probably the quickest thing I've driven around this circuit. We've driven TCR cars, but nothing quite as quick as this, I don't think. Ooh, hello, lock up. That's alright. Just a sighting that. Yep, you definitely can't go that fast through there either. Got to explore these things first, you know. You can't expect to be flat out straight from the off. You've got to really be aware of those brakes going into there. Lots of really quick sweeping corners on the circuit. Also sounds great, the Aquila. Lovely V8 sound from it. Right, this time let's try and keep it in bounds. Nearly. Yeah, not as quick as you might think it would be in this car. We've got lots of downforce to play with, but doesn't mean you get stuck to the ground like glue. Do love that fast chicane there. That's good fun. A little dab of brakes just to settle the car for this first bit. We might need a bit more than just a dab, but we're somehow keeping our lap time. FIA would have said no. RaceRoom says yes. There we go, 247. Obviously not the smoothest of lap times. Yeah, downshifting a second is not really the go-to there, to be honest. Alright, let's get this one right. Let's put a line into it. More of a dab. Back on the power. That's better. Smoother and neater. We'll break a little bit later into that last corner actually. We were off the brakes and then go back on the power just to try and coax it through there. So what's that going to be? 7/10 up? So busy looking at the positions and the lap times that you almost miss braking to turn 1. Just neaten things up a little bit here, make it a bit smoother. Such a fun flowing layout, this track, I really do like it. Okay. There's the danger of braking that little bit later into the last corner. There's a little tiny hint of a lock up there, but still managed to keep it on the island somehow. There's another improvement, 156. Big cut on the curbs on the inside there. It's a lot quicker through there that time. Right, seems to be in a better first part of the lap. Let's try and neaten the rest up and we'll be all good. Oh no, I was too late on the brakes last time as well, wasn't I? Time lost there. Still seeing green on the split time, so might still be an improvement. Yeah, 4/10 up, 119. There's that number again. Oops. Again, too busy watching the lap times. I didn't see where I was braking. Oops. Ah, that's not the way to start a lap. So this one is a fixed setup race, well, fixed setup competition. So nothing I can change other than not cutting first corner, other than brake bias and steering angle and things, but we'll worry about that if we really need to, but at the moment I just need to keep it neat. So here we go. Taking a lot of curve here, but not too much that it cuts your lap time. Use the downforce through there. Okay, not too bad. I did see a green climb pop up on the right hand side there. Made sure I braked a little bit earlier because last time it was too late. Nicer feeling lap. Let's see what the time says. 8/10 up. Oh, P43. That's best position yet. So there we go. That's the free to enter ones checked off already. So looking good. How many laps was that? Well, it wasn't 2 laps because I restarted, but up to P43. Not bad. Okay. Strong start so far. Next, let's see if this is going to ramp up a little bit here now. So next up, we are going to go... Oh, man. I reckon we just tackle the DTM 2020 cars head on, I think. What do you reckon? GT3, we can probably do okay, but let's get into this. It's going to be open setup as well, so yeah, this is going to be a tricky one. Let's put some time in on here and see what happens. Where do you go? Audi or BM? I'm going to go with the BM, so go with the ZF ones. Philip Ang's livery, very nice. So these DTM cars, no traction control at all anyway, so there's no need to worry about settings for those. No ABS, and quite a bit of power from their turbocharged. These are the ones before they change, I think. These are turbocharged 4 cylinders, I believe. So plenty of pace. But Hockenheim is a nice flowing circuit, so hopefully we can be as smooth as we can with the pedal inputs and try and keep some of that wild oversteer action away. Right, so again, just a first lap just to kind of figure out what we're up against here, and it's already trying to kill me. Right, turn 1, super quick through here. So much grip, but no, that's okay, it's fine, doesn't matter about the lap time on this first attempt. Right, braking, 100 board. Early in that. And there we go, there's the first spin of the evening. Very different animals, these DTM cars, to the 95 spec Mercs. Very different indeed. You can see how far back we're sat as well. I mean, I know my FOV is not amazing here, but you get a really good idea of just how far back you sit in these DTM cars. You're right back by the B pillar. Slow hairpin. Even slower if you don't be careful with the throttle on the exits. Or what we would do with some R5 car four-wheel drive right now, that would be very useful. Right, onwards. What I'm doing here essentially is breaking my own advice, which I gave on a stream quite a while ago now, whereby don't go out and try and set the ultimate all-out lap time on your first lap, because very rarely does that ever go to plan. So we need to build ourselves up nice and easy. Oh man, these things are an absolute animal, aren't they? So the next lap's not going to count anyway, so we may as well restart that. Super careful with the throttle pedal is the aim of the game for these things, I reckon. More precision needed. Yeah, I knew I was going to go. Big heap of sausage curb on the inside there, which launched us off to the outside. So turn 1 is quick, but not so quick that you have to run off track to stay facing the right direction. So down the gear. Okay, we're through. And we still have our lap time on the board. And we didn't spin on the exit of turn 2 either. So pluses all round so far. Right, braking for here then, so just before the curb I reckon for now. Okay, this next one is one of the trickiest ones to get right. Very easy to run too deep into here. and just dialing in the amount of throttle I can apply. Faster corners is obviously quicker to get the throttle down because you have the aid of downforce, but in the slower stuff like Sachs curve here, you really do have to feed it in gently, especially as the camber falls away from you on the exit there. Okay, so there we go. We managed to keep ourselves a lap time on the board. What's it going to be? 127. You know what? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. We can do this. Not like that though. Maybe some short shifting needs to happen here, just to keep the rear end in check. These DTM 2020 cars are really tricky to drive though. Again, launching it off that sausage curve didn't really help our efforts through turn 1. It's really just trying to get away from me everywhere. So I might try and short shift out of the hairpin here just to try and help us. I know we're down to first gear to help rotation, but yeah, average. Definitely there is a place where we can pick up some time. And we already have. Even third through here this time. Nice chunk. Oh, you're kidding me. I was about to say we had a nice chunk of time up and we were going to invalidate the next one as well. We're good, nearly 4/10 up there. Only to lose it at the last corner by running too wide. What a silly mistake to make. Right. Well, we know we can gain 4/10, so let's go do it again. Higher gears as well seem to be the way to go. And avoiding sausage curbs also helps. Maybe a nice gain there. What was I saying about avoiding low gears? Right. Onwards. Let's try it again. So we now know that it is possible to go too far off track on the outside of the final corner. It's also possible to do the same on the first corner. When you think it's all available to you, it's all on a plate in front of you, you think, yes, I can do it again, no problem. And you start to push on that little bit harder, and then you just push too hard. So it seems nice and easy. That's going to be off as well. There we go. Strict the limits on F1 Qatar. Yeah, it is a little bit. It can be a bit funny sometimes. RaceRoom's track limits. Some places it's quite lenient, and others it's really tight. Like we just saw at Veleban as well. That was quite marginal in some places. Okay, we've survived. Be aware, you're in second gear, Phil, nice and easy. That's it, right. We have a nice run all the way down here now with the delta ticking in our favour. It's always nice when you go onto a straight and you see the time melting. again. So this is where we can make up our time that we've seen. Just being a little bit more cautious through there. Missed the camber a little bit there, but got it off the corner just about. A very scrappy end to the lap has seen all that deficit, all that gain disappear, and we're only marginally quicker, but that's okay. Let's do it again. Oh no, oh, it's probably because I left off. Yeah, we're accepting this one as being a challenge, so not too fussed at the moment. Plus we have time, so just a nice relaxed little hot lap challenge this evening, nothing too mad. We're already nicely through there. I'm going to try third gear out of here this time. Yeah, maybe. It seemed to bog down a little bit though. But that's probably just me being extra cautious, not knowing quite how much throttle I could put on there. Very cautious through the hairpin that time. Nice 2/10 advantage now. And we know that the last sector was poor at best. And don't run wide. And that should be that. There we go, 87. We did it. Yes, it's about hooking all the parts together, isn't it, Frankie? That's exactly how it is. Sometimes it takes a little while to kind of get all those pieces of the jigsaw together, but eventually they do fall into place. And again, you know, we could stay on these challenges that we've done for much longer and get ourselves further up the timetables, but that's not the name of the game this evening. We are purely here to try and achieve 100 in each one, but so far, progress has been rather quick. So we've only got 2 to do left now, so what we'll do, we'll save Macau for last, and we'll do GT3 at Suzuka. Now this one is open set by the looks of things, but of course there's such a variation in cars in GT3. So normally I would go and do this in a car which no one else drives, but I think with the way the time differs between them, excuse me, might have to just go with the flow in some cases. But let's have a look through, see what we fancy. You know, Suzuka, obviously it's quite a quick circuit, and there's lots of kind of flowy corners and things. You need some good mid-corner grip, and I think I want something with a nice front end on it because there's a lot of changes of direction. So I want something that's going to be quite pointy. Some of them I've not driven, so I can't really vouch for it. I'm not going to go in the P45 again. You just can't see anything. We've done that once. We made that mistake once. But nice car, but just can't see a thing. I'm thinking, what other? I know it's big, but I'm thinking the GTR might be quite fun. Actually, you know what? Let's go old school. Let's go with the 4GT. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? And we'll go with the Mark VDS livery as well. We'll probably be miles off the pace, but, you know, we'll try it to start off with, and if we are, then we'll just go with something else. But it'd be nice to get up into the top 100 using this car. And if everyone else is using, say, for example, the Corvette, which is quite strong, or the Bentley, or an Audi or a Porsche or something more normal for GT3, people will just gravitate towards the newer stuff. But if we can do it in something a little bit more obscure, for me, that's more satisfying, because we like to drive different stuff here on the channel. We don't tend to go with the most popular choice of things. Whether that's to our advantage or detriment, I don't know, but nevertheless we enjoy it. So, speaking of views, not much of one in the Ford GT, bit of a letterbox. But here we go. It is a great looking car, the Ford, isn't it? It's got that nice retro feel to it as well, which I like. Sounds good too. Right, let's see what the GT can do at Suzuka. First corner here, very tricky. Ooh, bit of understeer going on there. Bit of cutting going on there. Just helping the groundskeepers with the mowing. Might have to adjust seating position if I can. Just a touch, just so I can see over the dash. I'm only just about to see the road ahead of me. And that's off. Right, let's first of all turn some traction control off. Let's see if we can just... I'm trying to remember how we do this now. I think I have to set a... Actually, I might have already bound a key to do this. Let's just resume a second. Let's... Oh, there we go. Look at that. Perfect. Now we can see what we're doing. Let's reset. Makes such a difference when you can see the road ahead of you, doesn't it? Every car should be able to allow you to see where you're going. Although we can't do much about that pillar on our left there, but shouldn't come into play. Right, let's try this again. Let's see if we can get this thing hooked up. A couple of gears down there, then one more for good luck as we turn into the second part of turn 1. A bit later on the throttle, which allowed it to get its grip together. Does feel quite understeery, but let's see what we can achieve with it nonetheless. The Degna's very tricky corners. Smash that curb on the inside. Towards the hairpin. Having to lift off a little bit there because I was feeling the car moving towards the edge of the track. Some understeer at high speed. Yeah, again, more understeer going on. Need to sort that out if we're going to extract the most out of this thing. But that's going to be the case through 130R as well, I'm expecting. But let's see where we end up on our first flying lap with this thing. It is P226. Not a bad start, considering the age of the car. Too eager to get through that. Held up a not very quick lap time material, that. Yeah, unsurprising, we're down. Let's get the line right this time and see if we can remove that understeer through here. Just a later turn in, and we can keep it flat out that time. That's better. It's just turning in too early, which forces us off wide there. Definitely a large element of patience. We talked about patience earlier on in the stream at Slovakia Ring in the infield section. This is another one of those circuits which really does require you to be patient with throttle and inputs, just because you've got to wait for corners to come to you in some cases. So although we were down on that first section, I wouldn't be too surprised if we got a lot closer towards the end of the lap, because it did feel a lot better. And there we go, we have gone quicker again, so time to be found. Just a smoothie out of there. These S's get progressively tighter and tighter, and you just gotta scrub the speed off and just wait for them to come to you. Get this set up nice and early with this uphill climb. You can get on the power a lot harder and earlier up there, carry more speed. Get over to the left if we can. Oh, it's probably too far off, but we've kept the lap. A good half a second up for good measure. So not too bad so far. Let's try and keep it neat for the remainder of the lap. Spoon curve here is another one that's really quite a tricky corner. Especially if you get oversteer on the way in and then lose all your lap time. Right, well, I know there's half a second in there, but let's just see if we cannot improve things ever so slightly with some front-end adjustments, I reckon. So, usually start with anti-roll bars if we're making setup adjustments. So, increasing anti-roll bar at one end will mean the car is low to transfer to the outside of the tyre at that end. This will result in a more stable and responsive axle that will have less grip. Softer anti-roll bars make it more compliant, or will be less responsive. So let's just soften a couple of clicks off on the anti-roll bars on the front. I will add a bit more camber because we don't need to worry too much about tyre wear. This is about pure pace. So let's turn those up a little bit and go again and see what that change does. I kind of got a little bit of an understanding of what the car likes in terms of how it's driven, so we can apply that along with our new setup changes and see if we can get a better performance out of the thing. So no idea how far off we are from the 100 at the moment, but let's see if we can do something, especially we've got half a second in hand. 74 traction control. Felt a little bit wishy-washy, but potentially a little bit quicker. No, that's not going to help. Those curbs at the Degners, they really do get you if you hit them too hard. You can hit them reasonably hard, but you do have to have the suspension set up to do that. Almost feels like we might need to take a little bit of grip away from the rear as well. That might be what's causing the push on. Car's throwing its weight around quite a bit. You can feel it just transitioning through those lefts and rights of the car is just throwing its weight one side to another, and it's just getting loose. We were able to attack there a little bit more. We're 4/10 up. Bit of a different rotation through the hairpin. The problem with taking downforce off around here is with the number of high-speed corners, you do need a good amount of downforce, but you just don't want too much that it causes moments like that. Okay, well, let's see if we can hang on to our 4/10 advantage, or up even more. Lucky to keep that lap. Drive for the line on the inside, try and take the shortest route as we can. What kind of improvements that going to give us? We lost a whole lot of time. We're up to 2:02 though. So let's try and smoothen it up a bit. We're being quite aggressive with the steering, so smooth it off. Don't trick the car into doing something it doesn't want to do. Oh, hello. Oh dear, nothing stopping that. Right, what do we do? Right, rears. I'm going to stiffen the rear anti-roll up a little bit. Increase if the car is unstable into and out of turns and spins inside wheel when exiting. I'll reduce the preload of it. Let's see what happens with that. So that's where the extra challenge comes in with these open setup competitions. You do sometimes need to make those changes to try and get the most out of a car. And sometimes it's very easy to get stuck in a bit of a hole when you're trying to do setups as well. You can kind of pursue one avenue and think, oh, that's going to make a difference, and something works, and then you do a little bit more of something else, but you end up making it worse again, and you end up just going around in circles. So quite a tricky thing to get right. It can take a lot of time. I'm running out of road. Okay, Degners, stay off the curb. Turn back down to 3 again. We know we lost a fair chunk of time in this last sector on the previous lap. Let's try and keep that this time. Better drive off there. The diff seems to be making a bit of a difference in terms of turning to the corners. It feels a lot more obliging when trying to turn into some of these corners now. Okay. Oh, that's too quick into there, and we've just thrown it away. Never mind, we'll go again. We'll go again. So let's get some thoughts in the chat here. What are your favourite GT3 cars? I know GT3 is very, very popular at the moment in the world of sim racing. Everyone seems to be driving it. And we tend to stay reasonably clear of it to an extent just because we like doing different things. But it doesn't mean we don't like GT3 cars. GT3 cars are awesome in their own right. And pretty much everyone has a favourite GT3 car, so let us know in the chat which one you like the most. Like a reasonable first sector there. We're 2.28 up. That's a very unconventional line to the hairpin. One of those examples of just trying to take too much speed through that first right-hander and then compromising your entry line into the hairpin. Okay, on our way up to the Pearson 130R corner once again. This time let's try and keep it inbound, shall we? So we're going to dab our brakes, down a gear, and then hard on the power again. Just about. Okay, well, this will be a quicker lap. We're half a second up. But will it be enough? Probably not, but let's try. 147, we're 0.8 up. Come on, level forward. It was much nicer through the S's, so much neater and hitting corners where I was supposed to be hitting them. Oh, I'm just ruined. Right, let's have a look. Let's go back to the garage. Let's just see how far off we actually are here. Just so we know what kind of challenge we've got up against us to get into the top 100 with this. So we are a good nearly 4 seconds off the pace. That's pretty frightening. So 3.2 to 3.9. So we've got to find another 7/10 to get this car into the top 100. Okay, work to do then. Let's go back to the garage. Let's try something then. So rear wing angle's right up there. So let's take that down to 9. What's the front wing on? They can't change that. Add a bit more rake. And see what makes that difference. So if we can get some better straight line speed, that might help. But hopefully it doesn't compromise our corner speed. You never know, sometimes you have so much rear wing on that it does cause understeer, so it could be one of our issues. It does mean we have to be a little bit more aware going through the faster stuff now, that we won't have as much grip as we did. Okay, not too bad so far. Okay, that change has made quite a big difference, but we are slower. Only a little bit. Just take those cones with me, don't mind. Probably the Bentley, because I think it's just funny that a Bentley can go racing. Yeah. It's a big old boat, isn't it? It's a big looking thing. Actually, it has taken out a fair amount of the understeer. So, not quicker yet, but we have found a 10th, so 135. Wild into there, but we managed to get it into the corner. The compromise re-entry into the uphill left there. We are up marginally, not by much. I'm also going to have a look at the leaderboard in a bit just to see where the fastest forward is and see whether it's just us. Definitely a lot more turn in there. It's trying to get into that second part of spoon curve there. It's catching me out every time because I'm going too quickly into the corner and I'm catching the grass and having to get out of the throttle. So let's be prepared for that. So not making huge gains right now, but we are making some. Okay. Let's go back to the garage. Actually, no, let's go to the leaderboard and just see where the fastest forward is. I'm curious now. I want to know. Right. So 4GT. See if we can spot the forwards on here. Yeah, as expected, lots of Corvettes up here. Lots of Corvettes. Could we be the fastest one already? Maybe we are. Well, looks like it. Looks like we're the fastest forward, so that's a good win. Yeah, max 5 up there, already miles ahead of everyone. It's Audi R8, M6 R8, and Corvettes are up there as the quick ones. So we are a good. What are we? We're a good half a second off, which I'm sure we could find. You know, I don't know. Let's just go wild, shall we? We know that's going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to save that setup. We're just going to see what was our lap time. We're on a 2031. So good tip for you here is if you're trying to play around with setups and you get one that's worked pretty well, we're going to put it on as 2031. Name that as your file setup, because you'll save it as specifically as Suzuka on here anyway, so we can save it as that. And then you know that's the kind of lap time that you've got stored on that particular setup, so you know what you're dealing with. So now we can just go ballistic with it. So let's ram the camera right up to the top and be really unorthodox with it. We might take a little bit more wing off. So I think, what do I want to stiffen the springs a little bit? Yes, we do. Again, this is not the this is not the done way of making setups by just changing loads of stuff at once. But in the interest of time and trying to see what we can do, let's just go mad with it and see if it works. Because sometimes things like that happen. I know it's not the most scientific way and the most logical way of making setups, but you have a good idea of what setup changes do make to a car handling, and you can make those and just see what happens and if you need to change it back or go even further maybe. So straight away, car is loose into turn 1. Right, so threw away a whole heat at a time to start the lap off, but what we can do is just use the remainder of the lap as a bit of a sighter. So we'll see how far off we are here. So we're 0.49 off. So let's see if we can lower that. And if we've lowered that by the end of the lap, we know something might well be working. But if it's gone up, we know it hasn't. Or I've just not driven as well. Another mischief then on the limiter. Okay, we have lost time. Okay. Let's go again. Give another lap, see what happens. Lost another 2/10 in that last section, so let's try and neaten it up. So I'm trying to find everything all at once. Just so much understeer going on. Now it's just unstable and unhappy. Okay, Well, that's not going to be any quicker then. We'll try a couple more things just to try and see what we can do. Let's stiffen the front anti-roller, soften the rear, and we'll put the springs down again. Nothing else. Let's soften them off. Get some movement in the car and just see what happens. We can take comfort knowing that we are the quickest Ford so far, so that's alright. We're doing our best for the GT. Feels a bit more responsive off throttle actually. It's trying to turn in a bit more when we're off the throttle. And that's off track. It's trying to carry so much speed to the Degners that was too much, I think. A little bit too much speed. Okay, let's go again. It was encouraging for the first part of the lap. It was actually quite encouraging. So let's see if we can actually get to the first split and see how it stacks up. Okay, not too bad. That's going to be wide. Okay, we're okay. Yeah, we are 2/10 off. Right, okay. Let's do some tactical changes. Do some tactical changes. What we're going to do then, we're going to switch cars. For the interests of your interest, basically, rather than watching me persist with a car, which is nowhere near as quick as perhaps it could be. Let's jump into something else that's going to give us more of a chance of getting that done. So we're going to go with the Audi, and we will take, which car will we take? So the Charles Vert car. It's a nice looking livery. Go with that one. Can you post a second time on a different car if you could try the Corvette after? Yes, you can. You can keep going and try all the different cars, all sorts of things. So it'll just record your quickest time, basically. So, yeah. Unfortunately, it'll drop our quickest forward time, but we've got it on record right there that we're quickest so far. All right, let's do this. Let's see what the Audi can do. Switch from V8 to V10 power. And much more modern machinery as well. So you should expect this car to be quicker just because it's newer and has the latest tech and aero packages, etc. So this should be quicker straight out of the box. Already feels much nicer on the change of direction. hello. Try to come around on me on the rear there a little bit. Despite that, it does feel a lot more stable on its tyres. We're 10th off, but it's only the first lap in the alley. We did have that big wobble. There's a lot more grip going on as well. So let's see how it checks out through the second split. Yeah, we have pulled some time back. It's so much quicker through there as well. Loads more time on the table through 130 out. Okay, so you can see why this car is more prominent in the top part of the leaderboard, because straight away we've gone quicker with a very scruffy lap. So if we can neaten that up, should be onto something good. Already a nice, comfortable 3/10 up. This is so much quicker, it really is. Half a second up already. We know there's time at 130 hours as well. But we need to make sure we don't run off, because we've got a nice nice time shaping up already. Currently sitting just over 4/10 up. There we go. This should be a nice increase here. May well actually get us the position we needed. Oh, 100, right on the nose. I'm going to see if we can improve that, because let's try and get ourselves a little bit further in if we can. Such a difference, this car to drive compared to the GT. So much more stable as well. Much easier to drive as well, actually. You almost can get away with a bit more in the Audi. So there we go. Yeah, you can only have one time on the board, yeah. Unfortunately. There's not the way to throw it through that. But this should hopefully gain us another spot, maybe? Yeah, we'll do actually, looking at the times on the heads-up display above us, which would take us into P88. And there we go, so that's what happens. If you could just take that car straight off, we would have done that within 4 laps and then it would have been job done. But I wanted to try that other car just to see if we could actually do it with that. We weren't far off, but to get that extra half a second that we would have needed to get into the top 100 would have been a lot more of a slog trying to do that. So that's that one done. And now we move on to the longest circuits on our challenge this evening, and that is Macau. Now it is a very, very challenging circuit. We're going to be in F4, and yeah, this is one of those circuits. It might be, if anything, I know the circuit's going to be a challenge, but the actual achieving the time in the top 100 might be a bit easier, because I suspect it might actually be a case of, because there's so much more margin for error, the times might be a bit different. So there's a good chance that we might be able to do this quite quickly if we can just keep our nose clean and just get through the lap without clouting a wall somewhere. So we'll give it a go and see what happens. Thanks Dad, I appreciate that. The old GT3 bop is terrible. It is pretty bad, actually. It's a shame, because it'd be nice to get more of those older cars up and running. But I guess, you know, thinking about it, those older cars are genuinely slower than the modern stuff anyway. But you know, you'd have to slow down the modern stuff to come down to the older GT3 spec level. So yeah, I can see the issue going on there. But nice to have them in the sim anyway, nonetheless. I believe this is fixed setup. I was going to go in here to change the steering lock, because there's one particular corner where we'll need it, but it's already on maximum, so they've taken care of that for us already. So let's go out and do this in our Tartarus F4. Very much a circuit of 2 halves, I would say, because you've got this section here, which wide open, very, very fast. So here we go, this is over the line now, so this is essentially the first corner, flat out. Second corner will also be flat out. Go over to the left hand side here. Now I've not driven Macau for some time, so it's going to be a case of remembering where I'm going. Very fast right hand. So here we go, down towards the very tricky right hand there. We're going to brake about 200. Probably get away with braking a little bit late into there. And now the circuit narrows in and we start going uphill through various twists and turns. Get over to the left here, and we're going to sweep round to the right. And find the wall. Again, breaking my own rule of not going flat out straight away. But we'll carry on, because we can. And the graze of the wall there. Oh, filth. Come on. Reset. Don't be silly. Should have split the GT3 cat in old and modern. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. You could have a year break in the GT3 category. Right. This time, let's just do what we should do and get a nice bank lap in and not go too hard on lap 1. Because like I said, my memory of the track layout isn't as sharp as it could be. So we know we can brake a little bit later than 200 board, so let's do that. 300? 200 board. Okay, we can probably brake a little bit later still, but fly up the hill. This is very much like Monaco, this bit. So we're going to have a little bit of a lift off, get the car settled for this left-hander. Over to the left again, and then get it over from the right there. And another tight 90-ish kind of corner coming up here. With the downforces and slicks, you can take them quite quickly. Not that quick though. And then we come downhill here again, get over to the right side, and then straight line brake it here into this very tight section. I was just thinking I had it sussed then, but we are in the wall. It's okay. Let's finish the lap off anyway. Okay, this time around, little flick left and then into a tighter left, and this is where we start really closing in. So if you thought it was tight already, this is where it gets ridiculous. This corner has a permanent yellow flag for a good reason. Because you can't even make it round if you get it wrong. Right, we're going to have to pick our turn-in points for there. And then off the hill, and all of a sudden you come down to the harbour area and it's wide open again. There we go, we go to a 4-lane road. There are enough laps around Macau to know where the corners are, but it's still very tricky. It is, it's a very difficult circuit. There's a wall. Right. The good thing is, at least, there's no track limits to worry about. We've already placed 117 with clout in the wall and almost coming to a stop, so I think if we can at least just put one lap together in a reasonable pace, we should actually crack this quite soon. So let's see how far up the leaderboard we can get around Macau this time. So, no 200 board we can get away with. Let's go just after the 200. So 300, there's our breaking point afterwards. Too late. Need to go way deeper on the entry for the hairpin. Need to veer instead of view it. Yep, it's a good call. Very easy for the car to go sideways over there because it kind of crests in the road. But it really is a very quick circuit in one of these single-seaters. It's quick enough in a World Touring car, let alone... Oh, dear me. No. Okay, we'll carry on. That's where we came to pretty much a halt. And we jump over the top of that little rise there. This time then, let's try and go further into the hairpin. What? Oh, what? I invalidated it by touching that wall. We'll get around there at some point. But at least we don't have to reverse this time, which is nice. You do like a good pinball, don't you, Daddy? Yeah, you're certainly going to get your money's worth of pinball here. There's so many just ridiculous accidents at Macau as well. You see GT3 cars just nail into each other because one car gets sideways and blocks the track and everyone else can't see, and they come around and just smash into the side of them. And TCR cars as well, there's always pile-ups somewhere and you just can't get through because the track is so narrow. Okay, so brake just a touch after our braking point, not as much as last time. That's better. Right, up the hill again. Trying to remember where we're going a bit better this time. Wouldn't want to drive around here at speed. In real life, it would just be absolutely terrifying. This gets progressively worse and worse. You have one little grade with the wall and it just puts you off, and you end up getting more and more, and then all of a sudden your rhythm's gone and you're just finding you're hitting the wall harder and harder. Slide through there. No! Right, okay. Let's go again. Really is all about survival, this circuit. I know we don't have damage on at this point as well, and that's, you know, I could just have carried on there and not worried about how many times I hit the wall, but I want to do this properly. I don't want to be wall riding to get my additional pace if I can avoid it. So we'll try and be neat and not touch anything, as you'd expect to do in a single-seater around here. Out in 6th gear. Go. Up the hill we go once again. Little dab. Carry a bit more speed through there and then slow it down for this second part. Better through there that time. Getting the hang of it. Well, we've driven this first part of the lap more often than we have the last part, so we expect it to get better. You really can't get... you just feel like you can pick up so much speed through there, but you just can't. Down to the left, straight line brake into here. Crunch. Right. Approaching the hairpin. If only we had a handbrake on one of these things. More lock. You just can't get around it. I mean, I can't go any slower through there. It's such a bizarre circuit, it really is. I mean, you think the hairpin at Monaco is bad, but that's just next level, isn't it? There's a reason why there's always permanent yellow flags there, is because if you make a move up the inside, you simply just cannot make the corner. You can barely make it as it is. Into the wall again. Right, let's try again. You can already see the spread of lap times, because next guy up ahead is 1.5 tenths, and the next guy is almost 4 tenths ahead. So yeah, big difference in lap times right here. Move all the brake bias back and just make the car turn. Yeah, that might be a good idea actually. Need that extra rotation. Unless I just try and do the quickest 3-point turn in history, I don't know, maybe try that. Might help us. Right. Now we know our way a little bit better. Should be a bit more comfortable over here. We know where we need to lift, where we need to brake. Keeping in second through there seemed to help. Okay, so you can take it's flat through here almost. A bit of a dab of brake just to avoid the wall on the outside there, and we're good. Whee. There we go. That's it. Is the car yellow when you started? Is that the barrier? Yes, I'm collecting paint as I go. A clutch kick to get some wheel spin going on, but we're through and we haven't disqualified lap time. We did come to a complete stop and we're 7.6 seconds off. Oh goodness, well this should make us the top 100. Provided we don't pick a wall in the final corner, and we should be all good. Right, we're through. Right. This should be a top 100, I would hope. And it is, 77. 7.8 seconds quicker than our best. The circuit's insane, I'm a nervous wreck watching you. Now you gotta have your eyes on stalks almost going through here, just watching everything coming up at you very, very quickly and trying to react to things as well, especially going over the lumps and bumps. It kind of tends to get away from you a little bit, so let's see if we can improve that time a bit more. Okay, not too bad. We're a bit deep into this next left-hander last time around, so we'll keep that a bit neater. That's it. Yeah, the only corner you need reverse for. Oh, shaving the walls. Getting a bit more confident through there now. Okay, this time we're going to slow it down. We'll get our clutch kick in earlier. Yeah, definitely need the handbrake. Oh, again, another 2.7 seconds by doing that. This is not your conventional single-seater driving technique. But it works. Across the line, where's that going to put us? P46. So what we'll do, I know we've just started another lap, but let's what can we do? I know there's limited setup options, but steering angles. Faster steering angles allow you to negotiate height turns more easily, but you can overreact to slide. Let's put it down a bit, shall we? Let's do that. Can I do brake bias? I can do brake bias. Let's put that back a little bit to there. And we'll go again. Unorthodox with a factor, yes. Did not know this was a drifting type car. No, neither did I really, but you had to explore those things to to make it work. This is the mayhem that will cause the race. Yeah, everyone just lighting their rears up to get around the hairpin. So let's see if this is actually going to make any difference in terms of availability on turning it into that hairpin. It's just as well you were playing Dirt 2 this week. Yes, absolutely, got some good practice in. This probably won't make any difference at all. I think it's just how it relates on my wheel here. It's a lot tighter around the middle now because of this steering wheel change. Oh, there's a wall. Not too fussed about this part of the lap. I'm just trying to see if this actually helps getting around the hairpin, then it could be worthwhile. And we'll just have to live with it for everywhere else. I do love that section. When you get it right, it's actually really quite nice to drive that bit. No, it's getting too confident now. Stop it. Stop hitting barriers. There we go. Crunch. Right, crucial point coming up here. Let's see how we get on. Okay, well we made it around in one turn. Whether it's quicker or not, I have no idea. Probably not. Maybe we just need to do some Scandinavian flicks into there. Let's try that next time round. Crunch. Yeah, we'll get some weight transition moving on the in our single seater and see if we can get it to negotiate its way around there a bit nicer. Yeah, this reduced steering lock is making it a bit harder everywhere else, let's say. It's not as easy to be precise. You're kind of being very careful with how much lock you're putting on. Right, it's braking down here again. There we go. Yeah, but it's awful, isn't it? It's just literally there to get around. You don't get around it quickly. Rail driving again. Try not to do my best Oliver Solberg impression driving around here, to be honest. With the mouth wide open, concentrating hard. No, there's not enough power to get the rear wheel spinning like that. I'm going to put that back to where it was in terms of angle. I think it was, I can't remember where it was actually as well, there I think. I think we're just going to have to persist with the outrageous clutch kick. Actually, before we jump into another lap, let's just see, how much further are we off the top? Curious. There's only 156 people who have set times on it. I'm not surprised. Not really the first choice for most people. We're 6.3 seconds off. My word. What have they done? Oh, it's Jack Keithley, of course. Yeah, alright. Yeah, so 2:24 to our 2:30. Okay. We have work to do, everybody. But with the gaps as they are, hopefully it should give us a good opportunity to increase our position. Only a thousandths off 45th place, so plenty of time to make up. Yeah, can you imagine off the start? Obviously they all get up to speed and they're busy jostling for position as they come down here, flat out, sometimes 3 wide, and they all funnel down to this next corner and get stuck in the barriers and cause a big pile up, big traffic jam. Macau is definitely a circuit for the brave, it really is. You've got to be super confident in your equipment as you drive around here. Nope. Okay, we're through. Take it off the throttle there, we're too close to the wall. And again. Right, this time, gotta get on the clutch. Oh. Oh dear. Right, okay. Well, that's enough of that. That's silly. Well, we made it into the top 100 in every challenge. That was the aim of this evening, so we've done that. Oh dear, Macau. What a ridiculous thing that is. And I believe it was on the ranked servers as well last week. They were running GT3s at Macau, and you can just see it now, can't you? But no one was running that. But yeah, so there we go. So highest one actually overall, I think, was, it might have actually been that Macau one in 43rd or wherever we were, 46th. But yeah, good competitions again this cycle. They've got 1 week left in them, so obviously people will probably go quicker and bump us down if we're on the bubble of being in the top 100 anyway. But favourite one from this particular combo, I actually quite enjoyed the Slovakia ring one with the TT. That's a nice combo. DTM 2020 at Hockenheim is just such a challenge to drive those cars, and yeah, we were fortunate to get through there as well as we did. But yeah, really enjoyed the Velaban and Akila CR1 competition. That was really good as well. Probably the fixed ones this time around are my 3 favourite out of all of them. Which isn't always the case. Sometimes I like the premium ones with the combos they come up with, but definitely on this rotation, the free ones are the ones to go with. I think they're cause the most fun. But you know, there we go. We've managed to achieve our challenge for the 2nd time. So that's 2 out of 3. We've gotten into top 100 in every RaceRoom competition. So yeah, Very good. Enjoyed that one. I hope you enjoyed that one too. If you have, please hit the like button. That'd be amazing. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, if you are new here and you haven't subscribed and you have enjoyed watching us make a fool of ourselves trying to be quick, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as well, and you can become one of our crew, one of the Sim Racing Bible crew, and you'll be counted among those who love sim racing and enjoy having fun with sim racing and not taking it overly seriously. Yeah, again, hope you've enjoyed that. It's good to have your company as always. We'll hopefully be doing another stream very soon, because I know there's a new release coming up very soon for AMS2, which we're very excited about. Lots of physics changes, lots of new content coming. It was supposed to be out today, but they've delayed it. They found a bug, and it's going to be out in a few days. So probably middle of the week might be another stream going on as we check out that new content. So stay tuned for that. But until then, take care of yourselves, and we will see you all very, very soon. And look forward to sharing your company on the internet once again. But until then, take care, and we'll see you next time.